Why did I have to wait so long to realize I didn't need to keep proving myself? I think you understand how many moments of life we sacrifice in some way in that false refuge of trying to get approval or proving rather than living our moments. So in the moments that we're chasing after approval or whatever the false refuge is, are moments we're leaving home and moments that we can't discover that diamond, that light, that warmth, that treasure inside us. Zen master Ryokan said, if you want to find the meaning, stop chasing after so many things. No. So let's take a moment. We'll close our eyes and just scan a bit. So we're conscious of what might be the false refuges that get us, that carry us away from home. And it helps if you take a pause and arrive in your body, feel the sensations and the aliveness and the breath. As part of arriving, sense your intention to bring an interest and a friendliness as you scan right now, not to judge, for just to bring more awareness to your life. Just ask yourself, so what of these false refuges, these ones that don't work, which are high on my list? Is it being over busy, trying to prove in some way, trying to check things off the list, trying to get approval? Is it over consuming or grasping after possessions, pleasure? Is it mental obsessing? Is it judging? Judging others, making them into the enemy, blaming? Is it judging myself? And some of you are thinking, oh, it's all of them. And that's okay. Most of us have multiple false refuges, but you might take one that you know occupies your energy a lot. The addictive behaviors, codependence, the avoiding, whatever it is. And just sense when you're in that strategy, because they're all attempts to feel better. All of them are attempts to feel better. But when you're in it, and then look at that. What's it like when you're in it? As if you're looking from the vantage point of a very understanding, kind older friend. You just notice, what's the effect? What's it like when I'm inside that strategy? Am I happy? What's the sense of who I am when I'm engaged in false refuge? What's my sense of self? And see how familiar it feels. It's for most of us, when we're engaged in our predominant strategies, there's a very familiar sense of a self that we don't like so much. Just offer kind, gentle attention to this and consider the deep inquiry that is really within us all. What truly brings happiness, peace, freedom? We'll turn now to reflect on these three portals of awareness, truth, and love, and just sense what resonates for you in your life. And with each of these 3 refuges. We're going to explore both the outer expression, which is useful and meaningful to us, and the inner expression. And feel free if you'd like to open your eyes. I'm going to be having you close your eyes again, but if you find in between of them open, it's fine. Okay, the first of the refuges is described as refuge in the Buddha, are in Buddha nature, the awareness that is here. And the outer expression of that is an embodiment of an awakened being. Anybody that's awakened, whether it's if you think of the historical Buddha, the story is a refuge because it's a story of a human like us who woke up. And so it gives us a sense of, oh, this is possible. That's the power of the story. And when the Buddha encountered the shadow side like we do, the shadow is called Mara, and the god of greed, hatred, delusion, and so on. So when he felt fear, it's just like we feel it, that same squeeze in the chest and the pounding heart and so on. I mean, the Buddha was a human being that felt this same constrictions, the same unpleasantness. And he willingly met fear with presence, and in so doing, opened and discovered a kind of clarity and wakefulness and presence that's described as Buddha nature. It's inherently loving and free. So we bring to mind a being that has manifested that, whether we think of it in terms of Christ or the Bodhisattva compassion, a kind of spiritual deity, or it may be somebody that's living that we feel in some way emanates those qualities of being awake and of being heart-centered. And that helps us to connect with how that is seated in us. So that's using an external, outer expression of Buddha nature.